This is easily one of the goofiest things I have ever seen Trump do, and the worst part is he thought it was some sort of power move. It's so bad because Trump visited France the other day and shook hands with Macron, and he did his usual power move handshake that he thinks makes him the boss, but it just feels weird, reckless. Nobody likes their hand being yanked like that, and also it kind of maps on perfectly to how he views politics because he tries to act like the strongman, but whenever he actually tries to execute on these things, it just seems goofy and reckless and without the intended effect. I mean, dude, Macron is smiling at him in this photo, and then when we watch the full clip, you'll see even Macron is like, what is this guy doing? It's just more embarrassing than powerful at this point. We can go back years. Donald Trump has been doing these goofy handshakes for so long. Do you guys remember when him and Macron shared a 29-second handshake, which is absolutely insane? Let's break all of this down. Drop a like, subscribe. I want to further explain how these handshakes are a perfect microcosm of Trump's style of politics, where he's going for pure optics, no actual on-the-ground results. Before we jump into that, I want to read this thread that just had me dying laughing for the most obvious reasons ever. So there's this photo that went viral of Elon Musk and his son X, Vivek Ramaswamy, to his right, and then Speaker Johnson to his left, if you're sitting in Elon Musk's position. And I was reading this. So Senator Mike Lee said, in a House meeting today with Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Speaker Johnson, Elon and Vivek referred to the fact that because unelected bureaucrats now make most federal law and control much of our economy, we've been stripped of the benefits of a constitutional republic. Now, can you guys point out where I'm going here? I just want to see, do you understand why this absolutely broke my brain and made me so mad? It's so obvious because Elon and Vivek are always railing against these unelected bureaucrats, people who weren't elected to any position but who still somehow have power within our government. I don't even think these people exist in the way that Elon Musk thinks they do, like this deep state pulling all the strings, but they do exist in the sense that these two men, I mean, out of these three men right here, only one of them was elected into a position, and that was Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. I hate him, but he was elected into the House, and he was even elected by other House members to be the Speaker. So this dude was at least elected to something. Elon Musk has never been elected to anything, ever. Neither has Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy got like last place in the primaries, and now the only reason they have power is because they are rich. The only reason Elon Musk has this power, this leverage, the only reason Vivek Ramaswamy was able to have a political campaign is because he funded it with his own $500 million, which proves that these rich people have bought their way into Trump's circle and are now claiming that they're going to remove the unelected bureaucrats. It really reminds me of 1984. There's a certain line that says something to the effect of, the ministry of truth only spread lies. The ministry of plenty only spread starvation. Basically pointing out how every single ministry was so contradictory that people were so confused they didn't even realize. Like, you trick the populace so much they don't even know who to believe. So when you say, we're going to wipe out the unelected bureaucrats, most people won't even think a few layers deeper and realize that Elon Musk is literally the unelected bureaucrat. I just wanted to talk about that because this tweet broke my brain. I don't think we talked about that on the show yet, but let's go back over to these handshakes that we're seeing recently. You know, let's start off with this one of Donald Trump and French President Macron sharing a 29-second handshake, marking the end of Trump's trip to France in 2017. I'm not going to play the full clip, but this just lays the groundwork so you guys can see how increasingly bizarre Donald Trump's handshakes are becoming. So he grabs onto Macron right here. We're now 7 seconds in. They both refuse to let go. You can even see that Trump just tried to pull Macron towards him very hard. And he does that all the time. He did that literally with Nancy Pelosi, who's just like an older woman. I remember there's a video of him just yanking Nancy Pelosi. Maybe it'll be in this compilation that I wanted to play. You can see perfectly. Watch this clip. Boom, he pulls it back. It is totally some tactic where he tries to assert his strength. And the reason he does that, the reason he tries to assert his strength through a handshake like this is because he doesn't have any strength up here. Just think about it. The reason Obama didn't have to be some weird bully who just yanked your hand is because Obama was scary because he was smarter than most of these other leaders. When Macron was interacting with Obama, first of all, we're allies. There's no reason for there to be any tension there. But secondly, when Macron is interacting with Obama, he respects Obama because Obama is intelligent, not because Obama pulled some weird power move or shoved him into a locker and stole his lunch money. There's more clips of Trump just yanking people's hands. He did it like 3 times right there. Just so absurd. That one wasn't too egregious. Okay, this is getting egregious though. Look at the way he's just holding on to it. Let go, man. Is it just me or look at his face over here to the left? He's like, Jesus Christ, what was that? It's just so goofy. And this brings us back to today. This clip of Macron and Donald Trump from just 2 days ago. This was posted on December 7th. I'm recording this on December 9th. Donald Trump flew to Paris, and someone jokingly said, "This is a very normal handshake, but just watch. Watch how awkward it gets." Bro, no. No. He's losing the spark. At least when he did this handshake 8 years ago, he at least was able to pull people in like a normal position. But whatever he did there, he was just yanked it back. I'm not trying to overanalyze this at all, but Donald Trump has done this 100 times. Now that he's getting old, like, objectively, this just looks goofy. This is not how you give a handshake. The only reason Donald Trump is going out of his way to give handshakes like this is because of what I said earlier. It's some strong power position that he's trying to give off, but he doesn't actually have the intellect to do that. So again, I'm not trying to overanalyze this. I genuinely think that is what's going on here. And can I also just say, you don't need a handshake like this to show that America is one of the strongest countries in the world. I was reading this article the other day. It made a great point that when Donald Trump tries to act tough regarding tariffs or immigration, and then Trudeau actually flies to Mar-a-Lago, Trudeau isn't flying there because Trump is tough. Trudeau is flying there because he values America, and America as a whole is tough. So Donald Trump doesn't have to hide behind these handshakes. That's his own insecurity. Donald Trump can simply hide behind the country we have right now that is one of the world's superpowers. I don't know how long that'll last, but right now we are one of the top dogs. So Trump's handshakes are coming from his own insecurity, not from America's position on the globe, and that's what people need to realize. I want to end this off by really quickly reading this article. It says, Obamacare approval on the rise, new Gallup survey finds. And this comes at a key time when Americans are very clearly unhappy with the healthcare infrastructure that we have, or lack thereof. We have no infrastructure, and Americans have been getting screwed over for decades on this. Obamacare was a massive jump in the right direction. Of course, Trump tried to take that away. But the thing with a lot of policies like this is that there is a delay in the amount of time it takes for people to start to appreciate it. So a perfect analog would be Biden's infrastructure bill. Biden signed his infrastructure bill, but we won't actually start seeing the results until 2026 to 2028. I mean, these projects take a while to build, so you can see right there how right now it seems like, oh, what is Biden doing? I thought he signed this bill like a year or two back. No, this is a decade-long bill, and the same thing applies to Obamacare. Now, when Obamacare was first passed, it was quite popular, but I mean, some people were very confused. People were mad that they had to switch doctors or whatnot. And here we are, after it suffered many, many attacks from the right, still pushing through. So let's read this. It's no surprise. Republicans aren't exactly rushing to repeal Obamacare. I mean, they kind of are, but they're doing it in a secret way. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said, verbatim, no more Obamacare, no more Obamacare. But he did say that in a closed-door meeting, so they're not doing it publicly. 54% of U.S. adults approve of the Affordable Care Act, according to Gallup, including record highs of Democrats and Republicans. And 62% of adults say the federal government has the responsibility to ensure all Americans have health care coverage, a figure that has been steadily rising in recent years after reaching a low point during the bungled Obamacare rollout. Exactly what I was just saying. When Obamacare first rolled out, it's not that he bungled it, but it was a mess. It was objectively sort of a mess. I mean, it took a while to get the website up and everything, but here we are, over a decade later, and people are like, this is an integral part of my life. The public is divided on whether a government-run healthcare system or a private system is better, but the share of Republicans who favor a government-run system, 21%, is the highest on record. We even saw Ben Shapiro's commenters in his comment section the other day saying, dude, Ben, why are you acting like healthcare is just a left issue? People on the left and the right have been screwed over by America's healthcare system. House Speaker Mike Johnson backtracked after suggesting Republicans would try to gut Obamacare. Trump, who tried unsuccessfully to repeal the ACA during his first term, told NBC News he would only try again if we find something better. Right there, he says, if we find something better. In that sentence, he reveals that they don't have a plan. They never had a plan. They never had anything better. He says, if we find something better. That is just absolutely insane. And here's a chart showing that as time goes on, Democrats only move to appreciate it more. You can even see the dip right here when the rollout was kind of rough. And then you can see Republicans are beginning to like it. Republicans are actually beginning to like Obamacare. I should probably call it the Affordable Care Act, and this 19% Republicans would be 30% if Obama's name was completely removed. And then right in the middle, you see independents who really didn't like it for a bit there, and then now they have come to appreciate it. You can even see the spikes correlated with Donald Trump trying to shoot down Obamacare. That made people realize they like it. And when John McCain did the thumbs down, he was actually protecting the interests of the American people. And I'll leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe. I'm in a hotel in DC, so the quality might not be great, but if you enjoyed it anyways, thank you, love you, peace out.